is a disgrace. And it would shock most Americans to look at the record. Out of 20-plus major human rights conventions that have been passed since Eleanor Roosevelt pioneered the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, of the 20-plus conventions, the United States is a party only to 6, against the overwhelming opinion of the global community. And so, if the most important office in a democracy is the office of citizen, then it's a responsibility we all have. But we can't practice this office until we get ourselves informed.
Let me
finish just one point. I heard Beyonce say something the other night in response to...
Wait. Randall Robinson about to quote Beyonce?
I'm quoting Beyonce.
Better the quote first.
You know what she said when she performed at the inaugural ball?
Oh, yeah.
She said, and I think we mustn't overlook the significance of this election for this reason.
Right.
We're going to disagree with him, but make sure we do it in context. Because whatever he's going to be much better than what we've seen. That's number one. But she said that when she sees President Obama, it makes her want to be smarter.
Well?
We should never forget, in tens of millions of miles of minds globally, when that inauguration occurred, I saw it in St. Kitts. I saw a man walking through the airport in coveralls saying, Barack, Barack. This is transformative. And it's happening simultaneously of people who see a new model.
I want to ask you 2 questions right quick, Randall. First of all, when you quote Beyonce, I just knew you were going to tell me if I like it, I should have put a ring on it. I'm glad you didn't say that.
If I like it, should have put a ring on it.
You wouldn't be the first person to give me that advice, but that's another issue.
Have your mother stand up.
Miss Tavis. Reverend said have your mama stand up. No, we ain't gonna do that, Reverend. We're not gonna do that. Mama's told me that more than once, I think. But I digress on that point. 2 quick questions, Randall, because I want to keep moving here. But you've been so powerful in your presentation. There are 2 things I'm left in the dark about with regard to your perspective, and I value your expertise so much. You've said at least 5 or 6 times by my account that Barack Obama is brilliant. You know the politics of how our government works better than anybody. You gave us a wonderful dissertation on the fact that we can't know what we don't know. And I took that in part to mean, knowing you as I do, that there's some stuff they don't let us know. There's some stuff our government does they don't tell us about. So 2 questions for you. How do we get to know what they don't want us to know to be informed citizens so we can fulfill the Brandeis formulation, number 1? And number 2, what is it about Obama beyond his brilliance that you've so clearly stated that makes you think that there's going to be a change in U.S. policy under him toward African and Caribbean countries that you dedicated your life to?
Well, I've read his books, and I don't suppose they were fiction. I think there's something there. And in any case, we gave Bill Clinton 8 years and hadn't noticed what he had done to us. Barack Obama has had scarcely 40 days. I think we ought to give him a grace period, don't you think? Number 1, that's not meaning I don't think we should practice this vigilance. On your first question, I think, I quoted Beyonce because I think that's very important for all of us to have that same emotion. I played basketball in college. I ran up and down a court in short pants, and I thought it was important. We will change the world between our ears and here. And it means that we have to practice ourselves and teach our children the importance of rigorous scholarship.
Yes.
And learning and having an insatiable appetite for knowing all there is to be known.
Come on.
Because if we don't have that, there's nowhere we can go. We can be so easily manipulated and led here and led there. And so I think it's a very doable thing. But we've got to turn around this business of hero identification and what values we're going to celebrate and what values we're going to decry. And we've got to be critical. I don't know how to do this, Tavis. But, you know, newsmakers and editors, both in television and the print media, have extraordinary power. What they will do and what they won't do. Nobody covered the kidnapping of Aristide. I wrote a book about it, An Unbroken Agony. Nobody covered the story. Do you think that the president of a similarly sized country, let's say Austria or Belgium, were kidnapped by the United States and dragooned off halfway around the world, that the press would not cover it? It was shameful. It was awful. And there was no question that whatever you thought about Aristide, many were for him and many weren't, but 90% of his people by polls demonstrated that he was the person that they elected and he was the person that they wanted. Now, democracy is not measured by whether once somebody's elected, you do what I want you to do. Democracy means I didn't support anybody in South Africa's elections. I fought for the opportunity to have one. If they elected an Afrikaner, it would have been fine with me. I don't vote in South Africa. They will make the right decision. They know that's the exercise of their discretion. And that's the Haitian decision. We can't go around the world overthrowing democracies we don't like because they disagree with us.
All right. Thank you, Randall. Let me... Randall talks now, Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu.